The competitive games may have started for every other club in the country, but for the rest of us here that support the top five, it's friendly season, baby. And Celtic and Rangers were both in action this afternoon, so let's recap it and let's talk about it. Well, back to fog football. And yeah, Celtic got beat by Estrela. Rangers drew with Barnsley. We'll start with the game that happened earlier on in the day. I believe the Celtic game kicked off at 9 a.m. UK time. So let's get into it. The starting 11 was Sinasola, Donovan, McPherson, Trusty, Tierney, McGregor, McCarran, Hatati, Telio, Maida, and Osmond. So Kieran Tierney in the starting 11 there. You've got, who else is in there? Osmond. So a few of Celtic's new signings featured. Riwatati opened the scoreline 7 minutes into the game. Good start for Celtic. Estrella then got a penalty after a handball. They made it one each. Then going in to half time, there was a corner right at the break yet, and Estrella made it 2-1. So Celtic, despite the early lead with Rio Atati, ended up going in due to two set pieces. Ended up going in, getting beat. That's the reality, man. I tell you what, I'm feeling the heat, folks. 27, 28 degrees. Bear with us. Celtic then did change the starting 11, well, most of the starting 11 for the second half. Doan, Ralston, Murray, Scales, Inamura, McGregor, Nygren, Engels, Forrest, Yang, and Big Adam up front. Big Adam did all he could. He got a goal. Jambo Bear probably wouldn't be happy about it, but he did nonetheless. Nygren crossed it in, and Adamadea got his, I believe, well, it says he tapped down. I was going to say he got his head on it. He got his foot on it, folks, and he made it two each. We then saw McGregor get subbed off. No real need for the guy to play 90 minutes in a friendly, that's for sure. Then in the 67th minute, Estrella took the lead. Don't really know what happened because all Celtic's Twitter pages got here is Estrella take the lead. It could have been a wonder goal, it could have been pish. I'm not too sure, but Celtic end up losing. It is a friendly. They don't really matter. It's about gaining minutes, about gaining performances. But at the same time, you look at Celtic last year, they looked brilliant in pre-season training last year. You know, the games against Chelsea, Man City, they were blowing teams away. Obviously, losing to Australia is far from ideal, but at the end of the day, folks, it is just a friendly. Brendan Rodgers said, overall, really good against a good opponent. It's another step towards where we want to get to. 3-2 defeat for Celtic. I think the next friendly might be Sunderland. Can't actually recall when it is. Uh, or is it? I can't remember what the schedule is. I don't know if they're taking on Sunderland, then they'll go into Italy for that camp. So we'll have to wait and see. And could Nicholas Kuhn play against them? Potentially, but moving on to Rangers. Rangers face Barnsley in a friendly at St George's Park today. Kickoff was 12 p.m. Starting 11 consisted of Jack Butland, James Tavernier, Max Aarons, Suter, Rothwell, Diamonde, Asgard, Doyle, Dijiga, Gentles, and Curtis. So a lot of youth, bit of experience, and a lot of new signings. So a mixed bag for Rangers in terms of their starting 11. Rangers did make it 1-0 with Danilo. He tapped it into the back of the net. This was in the second half. Again, this was behind closed doors. The Celtic game, I believe, was open to fans, but in terms of Rangers, they made substitutions in the second half. We saw Fernandez, Barron, Rice, Danilo, and Raskin all come on. We then saw a whole host of other changes. Kelly, Cameron, Hutton, Yefty, Barami, and Cortez all come on, and in the end, Danilo scored a goal, but Barnsley sadly got a goal back, and that was that, folks. It ended one each, so not the greatest day for the two Glasgow Giants. A 3-2 defeat for Celtic and a 1-1 draw with Barnsley for Rangers. But like we've been saying, it's just a friendly at the end of the day. Like, I'd rather win all the friendlies, right? But there's more important things to try in friendlies. But what I would say is, if you don't win a friendly, then it comes crunch time, first game of the season in the league, or a qualifier in the Champions League. You'd be a wee bit more worried if you were pishing your friendlies, put it that way. So we'll have to wait and see. There's more to come from a Celtic perspective. As for Rangers, we've got another behind closed door game against Dunfermline. I believe it's at East End Park. So that'll be interesting in a couple of days. But speaking about Dunfermline, folks, they're one each with Hearts right now. And if you want to check out a match with you, that'll be uploaded later on. But until next time, the Old Firm, it's a loss and a draw for them. Not the greatest Saturday.